Let's now look at this question. Red blood cells that do not contain A antigen but have Rh antigen on their surface are normally found in the person with the blood type A negative or B positive, B positive or O positive, C, O negative or B positive, D, AB positive or A positive. Well, children, we are looking at the blood grouping, especially the ABO blood grouping. Now, when you look at the ABO blood grouping, it is based on the presence of antigens on the surface of the RBCs or the red blood cells. Now, a person who has blood group A will have antigen A. Okay. A person having blood group B will have antigen B. A person having blood group AB will have both the antigens A and B on its surface of the red blood cells. But whereas a person having O blood group will have no antigens on its surface, or rather I can say a person having O blood group will not have any antigens, neither the A nor the B antigen on its surface. So when you look at the question, red blood cells that do not contain A antigen, that is the first part. So if it does not contain A antigen, it is not A blood group. It is not AB blood group. It could be B or it could be O. So the first part we know. Correct? Now, this is a diagrammatic representation of how the blood groups are classified based on the presence of the antigen. Can you see this? Blood group A has antigen A. Blood group B has B antigen. AB has both antigens. O does not have any antigens. Now, the second part of the question was that the person had Rh antigen as well. Now, this is the third type of antigen. Now, 80% of the human population has this antigen. They have this antigen on the surface of the red blood cell. People who have this antigen are said to be Rh positive. So, we show it as Rh positive. Whereas people who do not have this antigen are described as Rh negative. Now, if you remember the question, let me show you the question once again. It says that they have Rh antigen. That means the person could be B or O blood group and they are, what are they? They are positive. Correct? Okay, so if the Rh factor is present, the individual is rhesus positive. Rh stands for rhesus because this was discovered in the monkey, rhesus monkey. That's why, okay, so we also have the same antigen. So if an Rh factor is absent, the individual is said to be rhesus negative. So red blood cells that do not contain A antigen but have Rh antigen on their surface may or may not have the B antigen. That's why we said O blood group or B, right? So hence the blood type can be B positive or O positive because they have the Rh antigen, they are already positive. So now, which is the right option? It is B. B is the right option. A, C and D we can eliminate. B is the right option. Now I'm going to give you a case study, okay? That's your question. A patient was rushed to a hospital in an unconscious state due to severe loss of blood. Since there was no time to assess his blood group, which of the following blood type would be the best to receive? Did you get that? A, AB positive, B, O negative, C, AB positive, or D, O positive. So children, we know that the blood grouping, the ABO blood grouping is based on the presence or absence of two very important antigens on the surface of the red blood cells. If a person has the antigen A, he has blood group A. If the person has antigen A on the surface of the red blood cells, he is blood group A. If the person has antigen B only on the red blood cell surface, then it is that person has blood group B. Suppose both antigens are found on the surface of the blood cells, then the person has both antigens A and B. Whereas, so we call it as AB blood group. And the person who has the O blood group, I wrote a big O, he or she, they do not have any antigens, neither A nor B. Okay, so this is the blood group. So remember, children, that this blood group does not have any antigens on its surface. So now if you look at this image, you will get an idea about the antigen A, so blood group A, antigen B, so blood group B. Here both antigens, so blood group AB. Here no antigens, so blood group O. Now, in addition to the ABO blood grouping, there is another very important antigen that was discovered, the similarity, that was discovered, and we found that it was similar to the antigen found in the rhesus monkey. So we call it as the rhesus antigen or Rh antigen. 80% of the human population contain this antigen on the surface of the RBC. Now, if a person has this antigen, we call that person as Rh positive. If the person does not have this antigen, we call it as Rh negative. Did you get it? Now, O negative blood group will be the most ideal to give to a person for whom there is no time for assessment of blood grouping. In this case, in this emergency case. Why do you think so? Because O does not have any antigens on its surface. Neither does it have A, nor does it have B, neither does it have Rh positive. Neither does it have the Rh negative, right? So this blood group is the safest that can be given to anyone, and which is why O negative blood group is called as the universal donor. Now, why do you think O positive cannot be a universal donor? O positive means the person has Rh antigen, and suppose in our question we saw that the person who was rushed to the emergency in an unconscious state, suppose he is let's say whatever blood group but negative, that means he does have the Rh negative. What will happen? If you give the O positive, O is fine. But then the positive, the Rh antigens which get into the body will cause the formation of antibodies against the Rh factor, and it will lead to clumping, right? So O negative is the ideal universal donor. So now if you look at the option, for this patient, which is the blood group that can be given, it is O negative, even without assessing. So A, C and D we can eliminate. B is the right answer. Let us now look at this new question. Which antibodies are found in the plasma of a person with type B blood? Okay, so which antibodies are found in the plasma of a person with type B blood? That's your question. A, antibody A but not antibody B. Neither antibody A nor antibody B. Both antibody A and antibody B. Antibody B but no antibody A. Okay, so we need to see what type of antibody for the blood group B. Now, how do you get blood group C? ABO blood group is based on the antigens that are present on the surface of the RBCs. If the person has A antigen, it's blood group A. If the person has B antigen on the RBC, it's blood group B. If the person has both antigens A and B on the surface, it's blood group AB. And if no antigens are present, then it is blood group O. Now, what is an antibody? The antibodies are proteins that are found in the plasma. Now, this is depending upon the antigen that is present on the RBC, you have the opposite antibody present in the plasma. I'll tell you what I mean by opposite. See, what is an antibody? An antibody is produced in response to an antigen, correct? So if antigen A had antibody A, that means antibody, right? What will happen? It will lead to clumping. So a person who has antigen A will have antibody B. Okay? Why? Because the blood group A cannot receive blood group B. So that if at all he receives blood group B, what will happen? B will clump with B. Did you get it? So naturally, by nature, if you are blood group A, you will have antibody B. If it is a B blood group, the antibody is A. What about AB blood group? What kind of antibodies do you think they will have? They will not have any antibodies. And O blood group, they have both antibodies A and B. Now you'll say, ma'am, what about O? What if it receives, let's say if O is C, we know that O is a universal donor, especially O negative. Now you'll say, ma'am, what if I receive O blood group? I am B positive, but what if I get O blood group? Well, the amount of antibodies in O is very less, very negligible, and it will not lead to clumping. Did you get it? So, blood groups with antigen B on its surface should not contain antibody B in its plasma. Therefore, the person with blood group B has A antibodies. A person with A blood group has B antibodies, whereas a person with AB has no antibody, and the one with O has both A and B antibodies. And this is a tabular column consolidating all that we spoke about. Okay? Which antibodies are found in the plasma of a person with B blood group? Now, you'll be able to tell it easily. It is antibody A and not antibody B. B, C and D options we can eliminate. The correct answer is A. Let us now look at this new question. Which one of the following plasma proteins is involved in the coagulation of blood? Is it A, the fibrinogen, B, albumin, C, globulin, or D, immunoglobulin? See, the blood is a special type of fluid connective tissue. We know that. 55% of blood is made up of the fluid matrix called as plasma, a straw-colored fluid. Now, in this plasma is the remaining 45% of the blood that is present, that are the formed elements, the RBCs or the erythrocytes, the WBCs or the leukocytes, and then the platelets or the thrombocytes. Now, what is plasma made up of? Plasma is made up of 90 to 92% of water, 6 to 8% of proteins, and less than 1% of dissolved elements like minerals and, salts, etc. Now, what are the proteins that you find in plasma? 3 different types of proteins. You have the albumins, the globulins, and you have the fibrinogen. Now, what do the albumins help in? The albumin help in maintaining the osmotic balance of the blood. Globulins play a very important role in the immune response of the body. But fibrinogen is the protein that helps in blood clotting. So what happens? See, when you get cut, blood just does not keep flowing continuously. Yes, there is a genetic disorder where people do not have the clotting factor and they have what is called as hemophilia, right? They can continuously bleed because the blood is unable, there is no clot that is formed. Okay? But here what happens is that tiny cells called as the platelets or the thrombocytes, so they rush to the site of injury. Let's say I've got cut here. So they rush to the site of injury and these platelets form the plug. Okay, a platelet, basically a plug at the site of injury with the help of these factors with the help of the proteins called as fibrinogen. Okay, so with that, you look at the leakage of blood is stopped. Okay, so there is a clot that is formed and then the repair work simultaneously happens inside. Okay, under the wound, and after a few days, the blood clot will dissolve. The healing takes place and it dissolves. So what you see here is the damaged blood vessels and then the formation of the blood clot. You can see it's like a mesh that is formed. The fibrin, they form a mesh like this and the platelets stick together and a clot is formed. Okay, so blood clotting is taking place with the help of platelets and the protein fibrinogen. And as I told you, globulins play an important role in the defense mechanism or the immune response. Albumins play a role in maintaining the pH of the blood or the osmotic balance of the blood. So now, which is the right answer? Which one of the following plasma proteins is involved in the coagulation of blood? It is A, the fibrinogen, not B, C and D. Immunoglobulin is nothing but the antibodies produced in response to an antigen, okay, a foreign substance into our body. So the right answer is A. Now we are going to look at a very interesting question. The condition for erythroblastosis fetalis to occur is A. Rh negative mother and Rh positive baby. B. Rh negative mother and Rh negative baby. C. Rh positive mother and Rh negative baby. D. Rh positive mother and Rh positive baby. Erythroblastosis fetalis is a condition that is formed because of Rh incompatibility. I'll tell you how. Let's say that the father is Rh positive and the mother is Rh negative. So when she gets pregnant, let's say the first child, okay, and the child turns out to be positive, what is going to happen? So during the gestation period, that means during the time when the fetus is developing in the womb, nothing is going to happen, right? The fetus is Rh positive. That means it has the Rh antigen. The mother is Rh negative, so she does not have the Rh antigen. So no harm is going to happen to this particular baby, the Rh positive baby that is in her womb, because there are no mixing of the antigen factors of the blood of the mother and the baby. But when during delivery, what happens is some amount of blood escapes from the baby into the mother's blood. Now what has happened? The Rh positive factors have now entered the mother's blood. So now the mother is fine. But what is her body doing? In response to this Rh positive factors, what is going to happen? Antibodies start forming in the mother's blood in response to the... See, because our body is built so beautifully that anything foreign comes, it is ready to fight it with the help of antibodies. So the mother develops Rh, antibodies against the Rh factor. Now, after a few years, let's say that she gets pregnant again. Now, if the child is Rh negative, then it's okay. Like if in the womb, the baby that is formed is Rh negative, it is okay. But Rh positive, let's say the baby is Rh positive, then what happens? Due to the blood that is, carrying nutrients to the baby, at the same time, the antibodies will attack the fetal Rh positive. Which antibodies? In response to the Rh factors that are now in the mother's blood, right? These antibodies attack the fetal RBC and leads to the condition called as erythroblastosis fetalis, which can be fatal for the fetus. It is fatal. So now, which will be the right option for our question? The condition for erythroblastosis fetalis to occur is Rh negative mother and an Rh positive baby. So A is the right answer. B, C and D can be eliminated.